Hey guys, Beast Force here, and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. After we done season 1 of Phineas and Ferb, there were a lot of world building and a lot of information to cover on, like many episodes from the past, from here and now. We learned about Phineas and Ferb's inventions, we learned about Doof's plan and the NATOs, we learned about Perry being a secret agent and working with the old WCA. We learn about Vanessa and the other characters in the show. Season 1 made a very, very good start on what it planned to build and what the formula, like every other episode, it's all nearly every episode was the same. Phineas and Ferb's adventures, Candace tried to bust them, which leads to failure. Same with Deuce Planet also fails as well. As we've seen it in many episodes, it always ends in the same way, but it always ends in a very entertaining and fun way. And sometimes there is a plot scene involving around other characters. Maybe Candace, we're doing our own things. Example, Balchi in the last episode. There are plenty more of that. See, as we move on to season 2, as today and still is, season 2 of Phineas and Ferb is one of my favorite seasons out of the four. Season 4 was my second favorite, along as season 1 being my third favorite. I love all the seasons, but for me, season 3 was one of the weakest out of the four because it didn't feel my interest. But season 2, we see more episodes dive down to fun adventures, more world building, and etc. There are a lot of specials like the Meep episode, the Christmas episode, Hawaii, Summer Belongs to You, and the roller coaster, the musical. There are so many great episodes that I'm looking forward to break down and hopefully give my thoughts and opinions on it. As recording in this video, weeks before I did the breakdown, April 16th, Phineas and Ferb is coming back next year. So that means season 5 will be in 2024. I don't know when, but it's set to premiere next year. And also, Dan Povermire got asked for many episodes of Phineas and Ferb that he's going to do that. We're definitely going to get the meat episode in St. Louis, but once we get there, also the writers worked on the original series, which is very, very new, like John Colton Barry, maybe Aliki Theophilopoulos coming back, but she works on a different show on Disney. As another thing which blows my mind is that we could do another episode with teenagers, which could take place after At Your Age or between At Your Age. I really want, to be honest, I like these types of episodes. Not the way they execute, I want more episodes like this, so I really hope they do it. Like I said in every episode, if you haven't watched the breakdown, if you don't know how the rating system works, there's a detailed description down below, along with my other breakdown videos that I thought. So, shall we begin? The first episode, season 2, that I'm going to break down is The Lake Nose Monster, written by John Colton Barry and PLP also, and is also aired in February the 19th, 2009 on Disney XD. Phineas and Ferb must save the Lake Nose Monster from after Dr. Doofus removes all the zinc from the water. Meanwhile, Candace is glad to be with Jeremy in the lifeguard squad.
We're here! Ah, Lake Nose.
As they're going to Lake Nose, as you can see, there's a big Lake Nose statue there as they're going to into the beach there.
Man's paradise. Yes.
That's charming, dear.
I will never get tired of everyone animating the characters.
Lake Nose are considered the coolest of the cool.
Or they'll get eaten.
Exactly! Wait, what?
Ferocious Lake Nose Monster.
No such thing as a Lake Nose monster.
Actually, Candace, they actually exist. As you can see, the Lake Ness Monster exists in Scotland folklore, as the picture was seen in 1934. As it is real, Candace, as scientists explains it. Many people still talk about the Loch Ness till this day as well. But Candace, it is real. What are you talking about?
Survived because Lake Nose is unusually rich in zinc, a common metal used in everything from sunblock to pennies. Cool.
Dimension zinc. As we're gonna find out about it later when Doof is up to something, but I'm gonna put it down in the front to show you what zinc means.
He probably just absorbs it through his skin.
As you can see when I paused it, the book with the Lake Nose monster with it looks different shapes as you can see the water and the sun and what is it in the water. It's made out of a comic book as Phineas and Ferb reads it in the car.
Fish, log, dolphin, driftwood, tire, driftwood, rhesus monkey wearing a powdered wig, driftwood. You aren't old enough to know what that is. Driftwood. It's usually driftwood. Need some boat to find the lake nose monster or something.
Candace, you just keep giving them ideas. Candace keeps saying random things like maybe etc. Go build something, and Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it anyway, as they're gonna take that idea. So Candace, I think you're trying to bust Phineas and Ferb many times, but she keeps giving them ideas, so she should be in trouble as well.
Hey, where's Perry?
Log in.
Perry's watches has voice commands or something, as it tells him to do log in as Perry's about to go in. Also, the voice of Perry's watch is Tara Strong. Who voices a 10-year-old guy who has the Omnitrix. There is a shadow of people with animals and bears and stuff before it was reviewed at Perry moved, which is a nice touch detail, which we see that later when we get to there. As it reveals, it fades out, which is kind of lazy and it kind of bothers me a bit, but they should have done better with the shadow revealing them and it comes out like other shows, but
What's it gonna be?
Log out.
Exit to your left, Agent P.
The ride.
I really like that though, but it's not quite exciting. They should have done like a roller coaster thing inside before going in. That would have been a perfect idea. It's just me.
Sorry, sir, we do not deliver our hot wings to the bottom of a lake.
Oh, come on, I'll tip 15%.
Ha! Doofenshmirtz is always fucking hilarious. Whatever he does, it's just so funny, whatever he says. That shows why I like him.
Think we're all set to get definitive proof that Nosy really exists.
Didn't I specifically tell you not to do specifically exactly just that?
That's what I just said earlier. But Candace, you've given them ideas to build something. You did that in many previous episodes in season 1, and now you're doing it again.
Mom! Quick, I caught them red-handed!
Rosebud, she's right there.
Boys made this? I'm very impressed.
See, she doesn't bust them because it's only a boat. If it was a giant thing like the roller coaster or a giant contraption, they would actually get into trouble, so they get a pass. I like how Lawrence goes quick as he appears.
Well,
I was thinking, what the fuck? He goes back and he gets changed and he goes into his fishing outfit in the boat. I'm thinking this happened many times in previous episodes in Phineas and Ferb.
Come on, Mom, that's all you're gonna do?
Right, what was I thinking?
Look, zinc.
Right, give me some zinc. Me? So, what do you think?
You're the famous Candace Flynn. Bob Weber.
Oh, I forgot about this. This is Bob Weber's first appearance, as he does appear again in Candace's big day for the wedding, as he gets married. Also, he is voiced by John LaCourette, who plays Dan Fielding in Night Court, if anyone knows that.
Okay.
That's his signature catchphrase in this episode, and also in Candace's big day.
Out for Nosy.
I like the view. You can see the Lake Nose statue as the water moving repeatedly. You can see triangles there as well as far. And the trees. Very nice detail there. Well done. Really like this so far as they put a lot of effort to a lot of things.
We're gonna start our search for Nosy now, okay?
He says okay too. Oh, Phineas and Ferb, you are smart. As they go down, you can see they're in the pod. as they're about to enter the base of the Lake Nose. You can see damaged ships and everywhere, as we got to tell you more once I pause it there. The Nosebud Research, this is the Nosebud Research Lab, and it looks similar to the USS in Star Trek, which is referenced, which hasn't been referenced in this episode, represent on Wikipedia. You can see the bolt damage. I think this has something to do with Nosy and damage. You can see the water there, as there are windows in the base, as well as we're going to check inside.
Hey, Ferb.
Okay.
Let's find us a lake mod. Do we have eyes? Nosy, it's Marco Schnazzo.
I think this is a submarine called the MS-001, as no one is there. You can see the rocket, looks like a turbine, using a light from a mirror, which is very cool. And you can see the camera from the front as they're going to search for Nosy.
Will just be forced to kick back and have fun. Yeah.
In this scene, Candace's lines is very different compared to the other scene before, as they enter in a flash, a scene where Candace and Jeremy have fun together, if this is the scenario.
I'll save you, I'll save everyone. You gotta be MTV.
The song is called Save You, Save Me. It's the songwriters by John Colton Barry. The background information mentioned about TLC, CPR, and also TLC, which was mentioned in Milo Murphy's Law as a song, which is very usual, but we'll get there.
As I was saying, being a lifeguard takes focus and concentration. A calm, cool head, you'll...
The Lake Nose Monster! Everybody out of the water!
I really like people terrified when they heard the Lake Nose Monster as they scream. Very nice whoever did that. Wow, they have a Lake Nose Snacks. As you can see, Bob is standing still as the smoke covers as he is stuck inside the sand, which is very nice detail there.
Look! It's just some driftwood.
Driftwood?
Candace mentioned about driftwood earlier, as we get to know now we thought it was a Lake Nose Monster, but it turned out to be driftwood. Nice continuity in this episode there.
Not okay.
I think Perry the Platypus is using his tracking system on underwater, as you can see fish passing by. Another great detail there. The first tornado in season 2, and this is Doofenshmirtz submarine as it's sucking everything in with the rocks and Perry's tracking system underwater there.
2 more minutes, my order will be free. For crying out loud. Fine, alright, what was that, $15?
Even though Doof is stupid and evil at times, at least Perry is helping him no matter how difficult the situation is, which is another nice touch, which leads to the future seasons of Doof being good.
This is really good, man. You want some? Here, take the blue cheese. I prefer the ranch. Take the blue cheese. Here's the napkin.
Oh, I love the friendship between the two, even though they're still nemesis towards each other, but we don't get that until season 4 where they become actual team together. But it's nice to see Doof and Perry care about each other, helping each other, which I give the ratings characterization a high, because they make sure that we do actually care about these characters when they're having trouble or anything bad happens, or when they help each other, which is very nice.
Zinc! See?
He has a zinc machine with the controls with it, as he filters all the water. I'd cut it out because of copyright, but he's gonna use it to zinc all the water and trying to find the Lake Nose Monster or something really good.
Think in some evil way to rule the world! Zinc! I mean, look over here at all the good uses for zinc, huh? All this good stuff. Some evil zinc rayinator or something. Laundry. I don't even remember what the reason was.
Big Laundry becomes a evil scheme, as he explains it in Swiss Family Phineas, which is also in season 2 when I get there. Also, they planned it for the future, I believe, in Maybe the writers or storyboard artists may have planned that earlier, I believe, but that's just the theory. What do I know?
Another chance.
Thank you, Captain Weber.
K!
Well, at least the beach is empty now. This is where they saw
Come
Nosy.
on!
Did you bring the
Where's
camcorder?
Nosy? Just stick with me and I'll get you through this, okay?
I don't think she will listen, Jeremy. I don't remember some parts of the episode, but I don't think she will listen. But we all know it's gonna end badly.
You stay here.
That's beyond safe.
I'm gonna run with scissors.
I brought some glass to the beach.
You can see the characters talking far away as the boy and the lady there. As really like how they animated more people though. The episode is done very well, and it's only 11 minutes.
Hey, look, Ferb. It's a red herring.
I researched red herring, and it is a real fish. It is misleads or distracts a relevant or important question, but it's all which is a different red. But it's actually pretty true. There's actually a real red fish, which we find out. Oh shit! Run! Run! I really love the shaky cam as Nosy destroys the sub. As we don't get to see it. Really likes how they make it intense.
Blind.
Emergency power on.
I really love how Phineas and Ferb are prepared in case Nosy comes, because they have an emergency power in the Lake Nose Monster HQ base research or something. Also, the computer is voiced by Tara Strong. Again.
Monster?
No. It found us.
First voice is very deep in this episode and onwards, as Thomas Sangster's voice hit puberty, as I'll search for the deeper voice and now and then and before.
They're the only mammals to lay eggs. It found us.
As we cut into the commercial, you can see a red blinks outside of the windows, which is a very nice touch, as you can see it from the inside.
Cool! Nosy exists now. We'll see who spots Nosy first.
Oh my goodness me. It happens many other shows. Whenever they say something about a character or a thing appears something, they appear right behind. That's just a classic effect.
Hey, calm.
Nosy is very threatening, as you can see him growling once he sees the camera there. He doesn't want to just harm these two. He just doesn't want to be seen. Also, the monster is voiced by D. Bradley Baker, because he voices every animal in Phineas and Ferb and other shows as well.
No sudden movements.
He said the same thing about It's About Time when Phineas told Candace no sudden movements as the dinosaurs attack them.
No sudden movements.
As Nosy destroys the camera, the smoke continues to come in and out as he I told you he only hates the camera because he doesn't want people. As we get explanations later in the scene or in this episode once we get there.
I'd want the world to know he really exists.
Hey, watch it, brats! For everything except the header. That goes for your children too, sir.
Daddy came to see Nosy, but I'm scared.
Candace is drilling it in this episode, as I kind of don't blame her. That's what people do on the beach, as that's what some people are, but they do have fun. But also, the little girl in this episode is voiced by Tara Strong, as she voiced many in this episode, and the next episode once we get there.
See. The Lake Nose Monster!
As Candace talks to Sally, the little girl, you can see people running. I really love how people do a lot of details in this episode. A lot of running, a lot of face expression, a lot of things they animate. But you're doing a fantastic job again.
London, it's a college town. Get a retail job and save up enough for a bus ticket to the Canadian border. Someone will get in touch with you when the coast is clear.
Your Lake Nose Monster?
Baljeet, what are you doing here?
I thought you said this would be funny.
I'm in trouble.
It happened many times in schools or something when a person tries to get them in trouble. They get in trouble by the teachers or something. My God, they are some one sick bastards, you know. But Buford's making fun of him. That's what bullies do.
What on earth are you doing?
I really like this part. He moving his hands as he's angry with Candace. I really like how they put a lot of I just keep explaining it too much, but I really like to point out these things. And this is very, very well done. People say Ben 10 Omniverse has some good expression and movement. What about this? It is as good as this.
Lake Nose Monster. It's just a little tall tail, like nosy t-shirts and snow globes, but ow! It's just pretend. Say.
The Lake Nose Monster!
Digital camera you got for Bastille Day?
I searched up Bastille Day, and it's also an English-speaking country's a national day for France, which is celebrating 40 July each year, as it's going to be celebrating in 2 months' time, and this year. Also, it dates back in 1789 during the early stages of the French Revolution. I wish we got to see more. I wish we got to see what the adventures look like in Bastille Day, as we do get to see a reference of France again in Summer Belongs to You, but they go to Paris, but we will get there.
Is it me, or is the Lake Nose Monster easier to find than Perry?
I didn't eat the hot and spicy right after the honey glazed. Genies, they tell you to wish for anything you want, and then they add some terrible twist, like you wish to jump high, so he turns you into a frog. What? Why? Who gains from this?
Maybe that's a reference to Genie from Aladdin, as it came out in the 90s as a Disney, or Desiree from Danny Phantom, because she always pulls out some weird shit there.
These are the problems. I got it! Zinc foil!
Want some corn dogs, boy?
Special someone.
The song is called My Wettiest Friend. Written by John Colton Barry, the two people that wrote the episode as we know it. And the song gets mentioned a lot in many episodes, as it does bring it up as an instrumental piece, but we'll get there, as I will point out soon. I really like this one, the smoke covers, as there's a smoke version of Phineas Ferb, which is very cool. I like how they've done a lot of work in this episode. Phineas and Ferb in their swimming outfits from season 1 from Beach of the Backyard.
Asking Tails love him, but slips away, 'cause he's my wettest friend. He's my wettest.
We get to see the fall of Nosy body, as we get to see his feet is very small, but he's very big compared to size. Like as Ben's aliens from Ben 10, as he's wearing a hat, the spikes in his back, a teeth with sparks, with a shark. He is very scary, but very, very helpful when he realized himself that Phineas and Ferb tried to protect his identity, which is so happy.
Hello?
Phineas, is your refrigerator running?
It was! You look stupid!
Is what they see.
To be honest, this isn't Phineas and Ferb's fault, but they should have realized that Nosy doesn't like being seen around the world, but that's gonna piss him off when he goes away.
Come back.
I can't believe he fired me. And this time I actually saw it. He really did. I mean, not the times when I saw it and it wasn't it, but this last time when I saw it and it was it.
In their perspective, Nathan knows that doesn't exist in their part until the late episode, as she does see it in the end. But for now, they don't know if it's real or not.
That's it. They'll vindicate me. They're out there right now getting proof that Nosy is real.
I really love the design of Doofenshmirtz submarine, as it has grousing teeth, circles in the side, triangle, and it's very well detailed and with a lot of layers into it, as the windows up the top. They've really done a fantastic job animating it.
Weird word when you think about it. Quadrant. Quadrant.
Boy? Levels in the lake seem to be dropping. Nosy needs zinc in order to survive.
Doofenshmirtz, you son of a bitch. And I thought this was a comedy, but at times Doofenshmirtz is evil, and this proves why. just to kill the late nose monster, which is very. But I'm glad he survives at the end. Nosy to the rescue, yeah!
To escape? After I shared my wings with you!
See? We understand now.
As they took off the underwater suit, they sound like normal, but when they put on the underwater helmet, they sound like they're inside of a thing.
See? We understand now. Bad you don't exist, Nosy. Because if you did, I think we'd become great friends.
Now, Penny the Platypus! Oh, I see. Hey, how did you... Oh, you got out through the... I see.
Number one, why did he get out? I wish we get to see how he got out in the toilet. I think because he's a platypus and he can fit in the toilet. And also, platypus can swim underwater. As the boat detached the station and Deuce, it crashes down. As Phineas and Ferb and Perry continues to get away with the boat. I really love this level of detail, as you can see from different views in the water. Very well done so far.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
I'm going to count that 2 because Lawrence and Phineas said it at the same time, but I'm going to put it 2 up to 38 or something, but no, so it is.
A little swim. That whole waiting 20 minutes after you eat thing is all a big hoax. It's just snow globes.
Rosebud.
That's reference to Citizen Kane from 94 when he said Rosebud as his final word. I never watched Citizen Kane.
The king had already taken off a Big Mouth Ramon.
Cool story, Dad.
I wish we got to see Lawrence's story more, as we do get to see more about his parents in future episodes when we get there.
Like to be reinstated as a Lake Nose life. Don't get it.
Proof that Nosy really exists?
Does not exist in Lake Nose.
Well, if such a creature did exist, I believe its habitat and safety would be all of our responsibility to look after and protect.
And something really, really boring.
Boring? I found it interesting because I really like how Ferb explains about it.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Didn't think it was boring, Ferb.
See, we're on the same page here, Phineas.
Oh, Nosy, but you didn't bring back any proof, specifically just to make me look foolish.
That is the point, Candace, because Nosy doesn't want to be seen around the world, because if he does, because he doesn't want anyone to see him what he looks like, so it's best to keep it as a secret.
Yes, I have proof! Now they'll have to... Maybe you were specifically trying to protect Nosy.
She gets it. She gets it. Very wise to think about it, Candace. And she does listen at the end.
Yeah, Candace is crazy, but the monster is safe. Fine.
The big laundry man.
Yeah, that is big laundry, but we don't get to see more of that until Swiss Family Phineas.
Get out the same way Perry the Platypus did. Oh, that didn't work at all.
Oh, Doof is so funny, but again, you can't fit in. Only small people can fit in. As Perry the Platypus is a platypus, and he can fit in. Looks like he will be stuck here forever, but not entirely in this episode. He does get out eventually. So, alright. First episode of season 2 is a very good one. The plot gets a 3. Every Phineas and Ferb episode have the same formula like the previous episode. Doof fights Perry, it's the same thing. Phineas builds inventions and they go out there, but it's completely different, kind of, when Phineas and Ferb goes to find the late nose monster, as they do. Not just trying to hurt the monster. I like how they're trying to be friends with him and making sure that the world doesn't see him. As well as Candace, I really like her part as she's trying to be responsible as a lifeguard, which it didn't work, but she redeemed herself by saving the guard, and also the fact that she saw the late nose monster again, but she will protect them like Phineas and Ferb. Also plot C with Doof and Perry. We got much a bit like the laundry. I really like the dynamic between the two, as well as Perry handing in with wings, but he does get out. As well as Doof was stuck in this submarine forever, but he got out eventually. Characterization will get a 5. I really like everyone in this episode. Bob Webber, who knows his duty of being a lifeguard. I really like him, as we do see him again when he gets married to Linda's sister, Tiana. As well as Candace, I really like how she takes responsibility, as she keeps knowing about the Lake Nose monster, and at the end she's trying to protect him as from the camera that he bit, as she threw it in the bin, which is a very nice touch. I really like how Perry gives Doof hot wings, which is a nice touch, as well as Doof giving him a wings with cheese in it, which is the cool dynamic between the, as Doof is evil as always. Really like Nosy in this, but we don't get to see him again, as well as it. Visuals, it gets a 5. Everything in this episode is very good, as well as the characters moving around with face expressions and the water moving, as well as Nosy being the character design of the monster is very great, as well as Doof's summary. Overall, the visuals top notch. Importance is where I'm kind of getting stuck on, because there are many fans that do like this episode, but it's not really important when it comes to like the Finabella or many stuff like that. I'm gonna give it a 2, is because you don't get to see Nosy again, as he does lives in the Lake Nose monster, but he doesn't appear, or she, wherever you. And Bob Webber, he does appear again in Candace's Big Day, which is very important, because if you want to find out who Bob Webber is, you have to watch this episode. Imagine watching Candace's Big Day without, and you thinking, who is this guy? You're gonna, well, watch the episode and you get like a good detail of it on continuity. Overall, pretty impressive. And the entertainment side will get a 5. That leaves off with a 20 out of 25, which is a very good score. I thought it was going to be lower than that, but I'm confident with all of my choices. And season 2's made a very good start so far. Let's hope this continues on from the next episode. The second episode that I'm going to break down is Interview with a Platypus, written by Anton Gilbard and Ken Robertson. Premiered on February the 20th, 2009. Phineas and Ferb decide to find out what Perry's chatter means. Meanwhile, Candace tries to spend some time with Jeremy, but she keeps being interrupted by Susie's poodle. Dr. Doofenshmirtz tries to flood the tri-state area and invents a vehicle that drives on water.
What to do today. Plans?
When I first watched this, I thought it was a real life animal, and that's how platypus sounds like in real life, but you know how amazing D. Bradley Baker is for doing a lot of animals, as he does other animals on the show, as I'll get to show you how he does it.
Start with Perry. It's very quiet.
Awesome. Come on, Ferb, fire one off.
I'm not gonna count that as Ferb's line because he's doing a chatter.
Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today. Perry translator. Means shall he be thinking some profound thoughts? Quiet animal, I know.
Oh, the irony, Phineas.
It's been 4 days. I'm not expecting Prince Charming to bring me a glass slipper.
Ironically, this is a reference to Cinderella when her slipper is missing and she put it on.
It's him! Call you back! Bye!
I just got the new Destruction Mayhem 3 game.
I would play if it comes out. Give me a try.
You, me, and little Susie playing a video game, huh?
When Susie is mentioned, with Candace appearing, shit's about to go down. But she doesn't appear in this episode. But she does appear later in season 2.
House. Oh,
There's actually a flower next to a mirror, and there's a picture of Susie and the light on. And daytime, really? And the mattress there. Very good detail to analyze Jeremy's house more.
So, video games?
Where's Perry?
Ah, there you are, Agent P. Sorry about the lights, were you?
In Perry's lair, you can see the lights fading in and out. Just like in real life when they have trouble with electricity. Maybe hopefully they get paid for it, as they do off screen, but hopefully it does, because isn't old WCA rich or something?
On the same one over and over again, so it says something about doing schmerts. Go get him.
A little faster. I gotta check my email.
This is like real life when you're trying to save electricity. When you can't pay it, well, you have to ride on a bike and just make sure to keep the electricity on, which we find it very neat.
Oh, there you are.
I really like the design of the Perry translator, as it has a lot of details. It looks like an old a radio with a microphone next to him, as there are details in the buttons in the side and there, which is very neat.
Phineas? What you doing?
I presume they're using the same audio for season 1 just to save up voice for it, so that Alistair Stone doesn't say it time and time again. She does actually say it differently in season 4, later season once we get there.
Hi guys, what you doing? You need Perry to be here for it to work?
To go.
I sure love worms. Big fat, juicy worms.
Whoa.
Aren't you a little young for interspecial communication?
Yes, I am.
So that's how a translator works. You interview an animal says animal stuff, and then it puts in the speaker for them to speak and what they are saying, which is very cool. Also, the bird is voiced by Tara Strong, again.
Oh, I do. Do you have any nuts for me?
That caught me by surprise. And also, the squirrel is voiced by Tom Kenny, who's using his wasp voice from Transformers Animated.
In your dreams, subcompact, you won't even meet the height requirement.
Do you think it would work on my dog Pinky? He barks at the door when a doorbell rings on TV.
Hard to try.
Great! I'll be right back.
She has a lot of cats. Reminds me of the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons. I really love how they put all the detail of the birds, the cats and the dogs, and the snake with a lot of different animals there. They've done a really good job so far by creating a lot of detail into it.
Girls. I guess I'm just cool like that. Yes.
Yeah, that's Susie's dog. Who's so good?
When everything is owned by Susie, or everything that related to Susie, and if it's against Candace, it's going to be a bad situation.
Girl.
Obviously not me.
Don't be shy, it's just me. Come here. Ah, you like my new cage? I got it from a second-hand shark supply store. But I will open the Danville Dam, flooding all the streets, like the canals in Venice, Italy.
Everyone will recognize Venice, Italy, as it's a lesser extent to Venice Beach, California. That's where Swampy Marsh lives as well.
But how will people get around? Behold! You like it? I call it the Buoyancy Operated Aquatic Transport, or BOAT for short.
And for the second episode in a row, Doofus Mercer is going to go in a river or a sea to make sure his plans is in motion. But we all know it's going to backfire. There are a lot of animals. I can see a panda, a giraffe, a snake, a crocodile, a turtle, a lion, a zebra, a dodo bird or something, or a goat or sheep. That's a lot of animals. I really feel sorry for someone that has, but they're doing a fantastic job. As you can see, Isabella's house behind.
You're not underfed. All right, next. I've been getting a lot of complaints about the vacuum. Just let it out.
Notice you just paused it. And now you've reset the game.
Maybe Candace should have listened to instructions, but Again, other gamers like me don't understand it till I know it, but she should listen to him. But again, that's how non-gamers do it.
These were brand new.
Hey, bad dog.
I see. Susie trained her.
Go fucking figure.
Hey, that's my shoe!
In Jeremy's house, this is the first time we see the kitchen with the plates, the windows outside, the cupboard. Very nice animating wall of this.
Even think about it.
This is Jeremy's bathroom. Again, we get nice to see more in the house. The room is covered in tissue. You can see different layer rooms there with things covering up with the stuff and the items there. Very nice. Really like how we get to see more of Jeremy's house, as we did in season 1, but it was outside. But and also in the Rocket episode when we got Candace visiting Jeremy with her spacesuit, but we didn't get to see more. But in this episode we do, and it's very nice.
78 complaints about food quantity, 42 requests for belly rubs, and we're still trying to explain TV to Pink. And forget the idea of little people in there.
This hamster says it's gonna lose it if someone doesn't oil the wheel in its cage.
Starting with this little fella right here. Sorry, lady.
There's more animals that I got to tell, like pigs, a dog, more dogs, and a cat. Hey, what is Susie's dog poodle doing here? That isn't that supposed to be in Jeremy's house? Why is she or he going to Phineas's backyard? I don't know, maybe because of the translator.
We're on a mission. Come on, guys.
Tell you what they'll say. I'm an animal and I bite my tiny. I've got small cranial capacity. Look at me. I have powerful gums. I use my face. I sweat through my tongue. I'm a first leading loser. Like any other animal on this planet.
Oh dear, every animal is surrounding Candace. She is fucked.
Get her!
In this shot, you see 11 animals chasing Candace. As we can see, it's a funny shot of her focused on the animals' faces, which is a very nice touch as well. I really love this shot. You can see every animal is chasing Candace. I found this funny to me. I really like how they do it in different shots where it's chasing. The song is called Perfect Day, as that's one of the most underrated songs that in Phineas have heard, and it's one of my favorites, as the soundtrack song does appear again in the second dimension with the vibe I get.
And I could say without fear of this, a summer afternoon, it's a perfect day.
I'm just trying to find it in the Wikipedia who the band members are, but I just couldn't find it, who the characters' names is. But they do appear again in Phineas and Ferb, Candace Against the Universe, when Candace is in her bike when she sings Beautiful Day. The song is Such a Beautiful Day, and Perfect Days parallels to two different songs that are very similar, except A Beautiful Day is longer because it's a movie. This is a reference to Scooby-Doo Where Are You, where the chase scenes occupy nothing to do with what's happening on screen, but the song appears behind the background in the soundtrack.
To the place where I'm going, and the place where I'm going isn't far away.
It's a perfect day, the birds are singing.
Imagine a cheetah appeared and Candace wouldn't outrun these animals. Let's be honest. I'm thinking, how does she still get the legs to going? Is she superhuman or something?
The fun is funny. Summer afternoon, it's a perfect day. It's a perfect day.
The boy and the cat is the Bald Pet Kid. This is the first time I've referenced it in my breakdown. And he also going to appear many times, including when Lawrence has lost his memories in the episode, and he appears, which is going to be funny, but we'll get there.
It's a perfect
Out of the automobile, and usher in.
As the big door opens, you can see water splashing everywhere and the gust around the trees as it disappears. as it splashes all the way into Doofus' boat as he's going to use, which is another nice detail like the last episode. Also, this is the second time Perry the Platypus swim underwater, as we've seen it from the last episode, but that's how platypus swim in real life.
Platypus. Perry the Platypus, honey! I always forget you are a semi-aquatic mammal.
Honey, that's just ridiculous. Perry likes you.
Huh. Never mind.
Wait a minute, how does every animal fit into Boat or boat, whatever you call it? Aren't these animals secret agents too?
Trench?
You can see there's a big city right there as the water from the rivers keeps spreading in the side of the leaves, which is very, very cool detail to see, as we can see the rest in the next scene.
I never noticed that.
The rest of the river spread around the city there, as many of buildings around it is very detailed, as we can see the trees, leaves, as well as the other buildings there, as it is very full out with the shots there. We get to see when Candace is getting chased by the animals. You can see different shots how they get chased. Very detailed in this episode again.
Come on, you gotta see this.
Candace, will you?
An animal translator.
Oh, that's adorable.
We built an animal translator. Look.
Linda, she saw it, but she doesn't bust him. I think the theory is, even though it's just a theory, I think it's because that it's not a big adventures that he made, like the roller coaster or the other ginormous adventures they did. That would have busted them, but that's really not enough to put it that way anyways. Also, Doofus Mertz's Anators didn't really taken away anything from Phineas and Ferb's adventure, which is kind of odd because he's doing something else, but there's something, I know this has to do with plot armor, so yeah.
Oh well, I guess it doesn't mean anything.
I'm actually very disappointed at that scene. When I first watched this, I was thinking, I can't wait to see what Perry's voice will sound like. But I'm gutted we didn't get it there. But we do get to him speak in Night of the Living Pharmacist when Perry gets turned into a pharmacist.
You guys are the best. Now come on, everyone. Inside for some lemonade.
Jeremy?
Hey, where'd you go? I washed it. Here, allow me.
Chanted.
Even this episode has very good elements, as it is very fun. I'm going to give the plot a 2. Again, it's like every episode, it is the same formula. Like Phineas and Ferb builds an animal translator this time, but the inventions doesn't disappear, which is kind of odd, but you don't need this every time to make sure it retrospectively happens as it does, as plot B focuses on Candace and Joey, which is very nice, but we do get them much as more as we think in later seasons, including Let's Nerdy Dancing, as they dance together until they're sick. And also, we didn't get much between Doof and Perry in this episode, as well as Doofus' personality is very interesting and fun, as he tried to create a water for his boat for everyone to travel on, as it is a very evil plan just to flood Danville and everyone in it to have it, as Perry stopped this, which is very, very, as always in every episode. So yeah, characterization will get a 5. Just like the previous seasons, everyone is on point, everyone's on character, even though it's an 11-minute episode. Even we didn't get much of Doof and Perry, it's still the same as personality, what makes the show very fun, as well as Linda appreciate Perry as he really, really loves Phineas and Ferb, as well as we get to see more of Jeremy, Candace together, as we get to explore more about the animals in this episode. So yeah, 5. Visuals will get a 5. The end, just like the last episode, the animation is stunning, as well as many shots like Candace getting chased by animals, which is hilarious, and the Doof Perry Borat fighting scenes, as we didn't get much, as it still stands. The animal translator, as well as the animals design, very top notch. Importance gets a 2 is because the reason why I give it a 2 is because we get Candace and Jeremy scenes along with Perry and Doof. But as always, also the fans of Phineas and Ferb still talk about to this day, which is a very wonderful touch. And the entertainment side will get a 5. That leaves off with a 19 out of 25. Again, such a very decent score, but you still can't beat the first episode of season 1, The Lake Nose Monster, as it had a 22-minute episode. But overall, it's still a fun episode. Let's move on to the next one. Last breakdown that I'm going to do in this video is Tip of the Day, written by John Colton Barry and Perry Pierce, premiering on Disney XD on February the 20th, 2009. The boys decide to spread the word about the tip of the shoelace called the Aglet. Meanwhile, Doofus is featured in the newest viral video to hit the internet.
You want to cross the metal tip of an umbrella. Ah, the tip of the elbow.
This is a type of face when I sit down and eat my food.
Yes, that little hard tip at the end of a shoelace.
It's like living with a bunch of monkeys. Just look it up on the computer. Smart word box for tell monkey hard.
As I paused it frame by frame, as you can see in the computer, those are the same clips that Candace has used for her play in Lights, Candace in Action, which is a great continuity again.
Oh, 20 people email me the same video.
The video that Candace acknowledges is that Doofus gets flushed in the toilet with his face as he tries to run with his skates, as we get to see that later in the scene soon.
Smart word box find name shoelace tip?
Ugh, the internet crashed.
Candace, I have the same problems as you.
Useless Shoelace Facts, Volume 8. Aglet, A-G-L-E-T. It is one of the most useful, yet tragically ignored inventions in all of history.
E.T. Brilliant!
Aglet you too, Phineas?
This tip? It's an aglet.
We learned about the aglet as it is the tip of the shoelace, but this is going to become the most iconic line in this show, and also in the memes, and also in social media.
It doesn't matter. You can live a long, happy life without knowing the tip of the shoelace is called the...
Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
Where's Blank?
About to see maybe the master stroke of an evil genius who has distracted us with...
Here it comes. As we can see, I presume this is Doof in his teen years before he became a pharmacist, or I don't know where it is. As Doofus was using his skates as he rolls into, as he trembles as he slips down into the toilet with his face. That's gotta be another iconic scene in Phineas and Ferb. This is also brought up in Milo Murphy's Law too.
Very popular skating video on the internet a ways back. I am a superstar! So, yeah. But don't worry, I'll be impartial. Stop flashing!
Agent!
I really love the smile of Perry the Platypus. He doesn't smile all the time, but this is one of the rare ones we see.
It's called a universal delete button planet.
I won't stop blushing!
Told you, there's nothing funny about a man in his underwear skating into a toilet.
Come on, Monogram, it was funny. You just can't deny it.
To raise awareness for the aglet.
It's a reference to awareness ribbons where sample breast cancer or many more stuff that is related to awareness, which is kind of neat.
The aglet.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Forget the aglet.
You are going to waste a whole day promoting aglets?
Well, you talk about maths and everything that you study, Baljeet.
fray your head so bad it won't fit through your shirt hole.
So this is the first appearance going to the mall in season 2, as we already been in season 1, but this is the first time in season 2.
Hey,
Aglet?
Aglet? Oh, Louis, I will marry you.
Tell about her voice, that's Terra again.
My hair's grown back.
As he has sideways, his hair pops up as it covers the front hair, as his hair becomes more stylish, which is very, very nice.
I can hear!
Into the toilet! That was sort of... And the whole world saw the video.
They are still talking about that viral video that Doof made, which is a nice touch that we continue to hear about until Doof might reveal it all.
Yeah, an Insta star.
Right now, look.
Big Aglet concert?
Agent P.
Wait a minute, why is he going on flying from Danville as he is going to Doofusburg? Maybe because just to make the show more entertaining and fun, but we've seen different ways that Perry entered Doofusburg's lair. Indoors, windows, etc. as he is about to fly off from a plane.
Oh, keep falling.
We get to see a lot of buildings in Danville in a different view. You can see mountains there and little houses which is nice touch for more detail, as it would be very hard to animate all the buildings in that view, so props. This is a reference to Wizard of Oz when Good the Good did that. As Perry's in the bubble, the window started to shrink as it melts down as Perry goes into his action pose to hide from Doof. I really like how they put the detail for that. Very nice.
In the box, Perry the Platypus. Always look in the box.
I had to skip it because of copyright, because what he found in the attic is some old videos that he posted on internet. I think he posted by accident or maybe on purpose to make sure that he becomes instant famous as he did, as it still continues to get referenced. Also, the video's more than 6 million views in this video. Doofusburg's viral video.
Are increasing public awareness of the shoelace tip thing. No! They don't matter.
Bummer. It's gonna be broadcast all over the world. Touche?
On the evil lair!
Look! It's that idiot from the video!
It's my kitchen!
This is just like in real life. Are people knowing you in public in a video that embarrasses you somewhere in TikTok or YouTube or something, and if you get embarrassed and everyone laughs at you, you know you're going to have a very embarrassing moment in your life. But hopefully that they do okay as well as Doof. He can handle it very well.
Thank you, Perry the Platypus.
The aura builds up down as Perry goes up, covering that green aura. But why is Doofusburg trapping him? He's not trying to stop him. Perry's trying to help you. Doofusburg doesn't understand. And also, this is the first time in this episode Doofusburg doesn't have an evil plan.
Behold! The Read My Mindinator! There's a delete button like this. I'm in the tri-state area!
Wait a minute, is that the same stadium from Fast and the Furious? No, it's actually very different. In Furious and Fast and the Furious, you can see the stadium there as there. It is the same car park and the same outlay of it, but in the stadium's design, it looks very different.
Yeah, you're the needle.
This is very smart as they're all moving in the same direction, which is, I think it's animated the same thing, which is very, very good and very smart. The Fireside Girls is here, as was Isabella's mom next to Addison. The song is called Aglet, as it's voted for musical clips the countdown hosted by Osborne, which is by far one of the worst episodes once I get to that. And as we learned about, the songwriter is written by John Colton Barry. Phineas and Candace played the lead vocals, and Fur plays the guitar. Also, this is one of the most iconic songs, as well as Baljeet playing the keyboard, Isabella's in the guitar, and Buford with the drums. And this song is very iconic to Phineas and Ferb fan base and in social media as it's spread around the world. Voice actor for Phineas, Vincent Martell, still mentions about it. I really like these people in the background as we get to see more of this, which has put a lot of effort for the animators to put it in, which is very nice. I like how fans of Aglet pulled their shirts up to review the letters of it, as a buff guy pulls his shirt down as to reveal which is very cool. Everyone's moving on the same side, which is a repeat animated, but you can get away with it because it will be hard to animate people doing different poses in this scene, which is very, very nice, but overall very good.
One word at a time.
Wait a minute. It doesn't matter.
But Aglets.
Aglets are important.
Green right here will be erased from every mine in the tri-state area.
I like it how it's explained like that. When you think about something bad or something that annoys, you can erase it like this. That's like very cool. And he's erasing it mentally.
And I press this delete button right here.
Doofusmert, do it now.
Haven't seen or don't remember my video will be completely unaffected. So, I'm not doing any real harm. Oh, well, that kind of meant, didn't it? Oh, my shoelace is all frayed. Extras on hand, just a few. Anyway.
If only Doofusmert is very smart, then he would have erased it, but he's gonna erase Aglet, which is sad. Character designs from the background is very noticeable. You can see a purple with the white hair, as there is multiple people there, as well as the lady. There are actually two of them, one in the back and one in the front, which is very noticeable. It's just like Ultimate Alien in Duke, where the fan and when Julie was playing tennis, and they were like not the same characters layered, with Ben being two people here, as well as more, as it is very noticeable when you pause it.
Also went kind of viral in the fandom at one time because you can actually see a whole bunch of different Bens in the crowd. Now, just using model sheets to fill in a crowd, I get, like, it really doesn't matter. But I mean, putting the main character in there multiple times as a background character, that's freaking nuts. These characters are perspective warped as well.
This might be a few, maybe just to save on animation budget on the Meep episodes or other episodes that in the future, but it is very noticeable.
What's going on?
What's it? Who cares?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
let's go buy some more lunch.
Now, see, I can release you and it doesn't matter this anymore.
Oh, why did you do that? He doesn't know anyway, but if he was very smart and intelligent, he would have known that it was actually he erased Aglets instead of the viral video. As well, it is a big loss for him.
Video again!
Let's use mockery to keep him inside.
In here.
But keep your eye on the ball.
This is the second episode of season 2 where it's a different ending credits. We get to see more extra scenes that Phineas and Ferb seen in Aglets before it got erased. Every end credits in some of them was Perry fighting Doof with the theme song, which I like, but I'm glad we're getting different ones in there. Very nice. As Buford appeared as A. Faye Zin, as well as GLET, which is very noticeable, which is they want to add the extra scenes, which was very noticeable. Oh yeah, the iconic celebration with a pointy towards your head. Every footballer, many footballers doing that celebration in the modern era.
Oh yeah.
start with the ratings. I'm gonna give this plot a 3. It may be simple like the other episodes, but it's still very good. As well as Perry helping Doof instead of Perry fighting Doof all the time. This is actually the first episode that Doof doesn't do evil stuff, as he tried to wipe the viral video in his mind, which he failed. I really like this concept or idea, but Doof is fine in the end, as always, as well as Phineas and Ferb promoting Aglets. Yeah, there is a lot of things that really covered it very well, just to spread awareness, as well as it remembers as always. And really like the song, really like how they tried to remember the shoelace tip until they got erased. Very nice. Just like the characterization, I'm gonna give it a 5. And everyone in this episode is the same, as well as Phineas spreading shoelace tip, as he is positive throughout this episode and throughout the rest of the seasons. In season 1 he was sassy, arrogant, but I prefer this Phineas one. What makes him likable. Candace, as always, very angry, very pissed off no matter what Phineas and Ferb is up to. I really like this. The reason why I give it more is because of Doof and Perry's dynamic. I really like how Perry's trying to help Doof, not just to fight him, just to save him from that viral video that he posts to help him erase, which it didn't work. But I really like it so far. The visuals, it gets a 4. There are many good animations like there. The background, there are some that it kind of feel off, but it doesn't really affect me. I really like the presentation of the ribbons, the Aglet song. It really does very well as Doof's viral video and the green oil covering Perry. There are a lot of things that done very well in this episode. Importance, it gets a 3. Come on, it's Aglets. That is the most iconic episode of an iconic meme. It's still brought up to this day and in social medias, and neutral fans who brings it up as well as Doofus Murphy's viral video. The fan base talks about this episode a lot, so please, this is a very good episode if you want to watch it, and you have to. Entertainment, of course it's a 5. That leaves off with a 20 out of 25. This episode is very iconic and you should rewatch it. It's because if you don't know what Aglets means and not watching the episode, then you probably don't understand it. Please go watch this episode. This episode is higher than the previous episode, which is very, very good. Moving on to the final thoughts. Wow, there are so many very good things in Phineas and Ferb episode, and it's making a good start. And we have a lot of things to cover up before we get into many specials like the Christmas episode and Summer Belongs to You. We've got about 8 episodes to cover up in the next episode before we get into the Chronicles of Meep, which I'm gonna do a full breakdown. But we all know how good season 2 is. It's one of the best seasons out of the 4, and it has a lot of adventures to enjoy, and it has a lot of inventions, a lot of fun creativity, and a lot of ideas that implemented to this show till this day. Please go watch season 2. I found a tweet that led them to make an episode Tip the Shoelace, as Dan Povenmire said, and Dan Povenmire said they should raise awareness for Aglets, and the writers lost, and they said no, seriously. So that means they actually were joking about it, but they decided to make an episode about Aglets, which led to this episode till this day. Also, Candace's fantasies reference to Baywatch in the Late Nose Monster episode. Comment down below which is your favorite out of the 3 episodes that I break down: the Late Nose Monster episode, Interviewing a Platypus, or tip of the day? Let me know in the comments down below. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day. And as always, see ya.